Hello and welcome to my video review on Transformers Alternators Tracks. Now, this is interesting. I do not know why mine has this weird stripe, and I could not find a single one that had it. I kind of think it's a custom because there's like weird chips here, and there's like this whole side panel's kind of weird, and like it just looks off by a little bit, but it looks so well done that like it doesn't really look like it was custom. It just looks like it was literally already part of the figure. It looks professionally done. So I don't know why I could not find a single one that had the same look with this front. But that being said, this is an alternator, and the car mode is the reason why I get this, because oh my gosh, does it look so good. Now the Corvette is probably one of my favorite cars because I actually see them around and they look amazing. I believe this is based off of a C5. I could be wrong, but I feel like I am right. And we have a just beautiful paint scheme that just glistens in the reflections of light, and is just like literally what you would think a car of this magnitude to be painted like. And we of course have awesome features. We have visible head syndrome. I totally stole that from MGO. I'm sorry, don't sue me. And we also of course have beautiful details. I think sort of exhaust comes through. And then we have a little like steering thing that goes together. There's just little pegs on each side, and as one pushes it, they kind of interlock. So that's something you never see. And of course we have some more just chromed out details here with the quad exhaust pipes, beautiful tail lights. We have the Corvette molded in there. We have an Autobot license plate, so if the cop pulls them over, they're not going to be able to register the vehicle. In the front, we have some more lights here. You can kind of see where it's a little chipped and stuff. So I'm thinking it's a custom. But anyway, so you have the blinker. You got a different color there, and this is all painted in black. So that looks super nice. And then coming around to the interior here, we can open the door just like a real model car would have. And we have a giant's missile here, but even like on the door panel too, it's all black, but you can't really see it. Like they have every freaking button molded in, and they have all of like the gadgets and like everything. It's just like beautiful. And like even the mirrors too, they're like actual mirrors. It's insane. But yeah, look at all that detail. And then coming in on the center here, we have like a whole dash here. It's gonna be hard to see on the camera because I don't have the best lights, and it is all black. Some silver paint would really go nice in here. But you have, I believe, what is a working steering wheel. I think it can turn, but mine is a little on the tight side. And then you can also raise and lower it, but mine's a little tight. So you have that. You also have the little blinker in there. And you have some beautiful red seats, some nice racing seats. I kind of untab the windshield here. And then looking in, we have the stick shift here, the handbrake. So just beautifully molded. We also have a mirror up top. On the other side, you can kind of see the passenger side. It's got the air vents molded in too. Can't really see that on camera, but they are there. So that is incredible. And then we also have the front, which can open up. If I can get this to work. There we go. Kind of split it. But we do have a beautiful looking engine. I believe it looks like a V6 engine in there. I feel like that's a little bit underpowered for what a Corvette would have. I'm not sure. I'm not a car nerd at all. But I think that's what it is. If anyone knows what kind of engine or any weird facts about the Corvette, please spill it in the comments, because I love hearing about cool things in engineering of different technological marvels. And we also have a bunch of what looks like more Cybertronian detailing. This doesn't really look like something that humans would make. It's got a lot of panels and buttons, so I think that's more of like a Trax look to it. So that looks impeccable there. But yeah, that's basically it for this mode. It is the most beautiful. Let's bring those mirrors down a little. Got a little off tilt. Beautiful alt modes of any Transformer ever released. It's pretty much the best of the best, and of course it's got rubber wheels, so it just rolls perfectly, and you can turn it, and it's just like a model car that can also transform into a fully articulated Trax. So you got the best of every world here. Now, to transform this, it is a little bit of a nuisance. It's semi-difficult. A lot of clearance issues, but first we'll start opening these doors, and forgive me if I don't transform it very efficiently. I don't really mess with this one all that much, so if I don't do everything in the best order, or I struggle a little bit in certain areas, forgive me. But anyway, we want to take this engine out. It's just easy to get it out right away, so I don't have to worry about it later. And now we can untab this windshield and get this out of the way. And then these little pieces right here can unclip from the bottom. And then we can bring these dang legs out, which are super stiff, and they're kind of on like a double joint here, and they accordion and fold up. So you want to make sure when you're putting these in, they're folded up all the way, otherwise you're going to have a pain in the butt lining everything up. But just kind of pull on it, and it's super tight, which is nice, but also annoying. Oh, and make sure, of course, you have everything anyway, I just popped the hood off there, so popped it back in. Anyway, so now, then just come to these toes, flip out the heels, swivel them around, and then do the same on the other side. And then just kind of collapse these, and that will just be the leg kibble on the legs. And that's pretty much done for the bottom half. Now for the top half and all the arms. Let's just start with bringing this hood down, and then flip up the little Autobot symbol. And then you have the chest all done, which is a faux chest. And then we can bring these pieces down, and then this will kind of just form his backpack right here, these two panels. And then swivel these pieces back, bring his arms down, and then just reach. Let me bring up the camera a little bit to get this better on frame. Reach in and then bring the arms out. Open up the hands. And then we can finish rotating around the car so the wheels are facing forward. Make sure you orientate the hand just right. And we can bring this out and then push it in. And we kind of like little exhaust pipe guns on the forearms. And then we can do the same on the other side. Just bring the fist out, rotate the arm around, bring out the guns. I think you can just deploy them later too. They're not really part of the transformation, but they just look epic anyway, so I just always have them out. And then we can just kind of start configuring everything to our likings. Just make sure we have all the panels. Those look like little side skirts. Bring these guns out, and now you have Trax wearing a car. Let me flip the other foot the right way around. There we go. There's Trax wearing a car, and there goes something else. Anyway, and now we can open up the engine block and make it a little gun. So that's a pretty cool conversion. And then slap it right in the hand. And there we have Trax in his robot mode. There we go, get him to stand. So he is definitely very interesting in this mode. He's not really the most posable because of all the kibble, and he looks a little kibble. It's basically him wearing a car, because you can't get around that. But it does it well enough, and it's pretty cool. It's a little novelty item. Trax is one of my favorite characters after all, so did just have to pick this up, especially considering I like the Corvette, which is half why I like Trax so much. And his head is absolutely beautifully painted. Articulation on this guy, I really don't want to go over, but I'll do it anyway. We have a full 360 here. It gets blocked by a bunch of crap, so you might not get it all. We have a butterfly joint, which is interesting. And then we also have arm can move up. We have an elbow joint. It's just a ball joint. And then we also have a swivel at the hands. We have a movable 3 fingers, and then the pointer finger is on its own hinge. And then we have the skirt panels. Just move those up so we can get the maximum amount of range. Kicks forward about that far. Kicks back, you don't get much because it just runs into all the kibble. It can go out just a little bit. And then you have a double jointed knee here, which you can't get much because it runs into things. And then pretty much just one swivel at the foot. I don't know if it went over the head, but it's just on a ball joint. And it can look up, not that far, down, not that far, and it's got a swivel and a little bit of wibble wobble. So just does what ball joint things can do. And then these are also on little armatures, so you can get them pointing wherever you want. So you can kind of get them in some basic poses, but honestly, you're not getting this guy for the alt mode, you're getting it for the car. And then whenever you want to transform it, you transform into this, put it back in the car, put it back on the shelf. It's basically what you do with it, because you cannot display it in this mode because the alt mode is just so perfect. But that's pretty much it for this guy. There's not much else I can say with this. These alternators, I think this is alternator. I think there was another line that was after it or something that had a similar name. But they're not the most worth picking up anymore. I feel that unless you just like the alt modes, because the transformation isn't the best. If you're into them, you're into them. But honestly, I'm probably only going to get this one just because it transforms into the Corvette, and I do like Trax. None of the other alternators really intrigue me. So that's pretty much all I have to say for this. Anyway, that has been it for my video review, and see you guys later. Peace out.